Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Today, it is the rest of the top 23 top stand-up specials of the year. If you missed yesterday's episode, I went over the top 11, which really quickly was number 1 is Gary Gulman, 2 Todd Barry, 3 Shane Gillis, Tom Segura, Kyle Kinane, Nate Bargatze, Gervais, Michelle Wolf, Jay McBride, Jim Jeffries, and Pete Holmes at number 11. You can listen to yesterday's episode to catch up on that. At number 12, Hari Kondabolu's Vacation Baby. You'll find that on YouTube. Really strong special for the first 2/3. The last third's a little soft. This would have ranked higher. I don't know. Just didn't land. Number 13. This one was a big deal. You may have heard of it. Chris Rock. He was live on Netflix. Did you know about this? He got slapped by Will Smith at the Oscars and then reacted to it. Selective Outrage is the name of that one. That one was like a roller coaster. There were points where it was like, okay, Chris, get to it. And then he got to it and it was really great. And then he'd kind of take his foot off the gas and it was up and down. Solid special, not Chris Rock's best work by any means, but a really good one. Number 14, you'll find this one on Amazon. Jimmy O. Yang's Guess How Much. I love Jimmy O. Yang. Jimmy talks about loser friends and negotiating with his Asian parents. Also some really solid jokes about BTS. Surprised he didn't get roasted by the BTS Army for that one. I wouldn't mind getting roasted by the BTS Army. I'll take the publicity. Number 15, this one came out in December. Trevor Noah's Where Was I? Now, despite it being all the way down at 15, I gotta say, I liked the special a lot. Trevor's one of those folks that I find just great company, easy on the ears. I think I just like his accent, but I like the way he thinks. I like the way he speaks. And he's trying to do something. It's not just joke. So this one, too, allows you to breathe at time, and that's something Carlin was great at. Ricky at times reminded me of George Carlin, and I don't say that lightly, but the points he was making very Carlin-esque, and I think the beard kind of helps. Trevor's also great at developing characters by doing different voices. His accent work is fantastic. Trevor Noah on Netflix, Where Was I? Number 16, I know when I say this one, people think I'm nuts until they actually watch it. It's the Roast of Mr. Peanut. So this showed up in commercial form during the Super Bowl, but there's a full version on YouTube. Jeff Ross is your host. Also appearing, Natasha Leggero, Atsuko Atkatsuka, Yamanika Saunders, David Lucas, Sarah Tiana, Frank Castillo. And it's exactly what it's claiming to be. Jeff Ross is your host, and then everybody gets up and does a couple minutes about Mr. Peanut, but it's funny. You'll find the whole thing on YouTube. I know I sound like a crazy person, trust me. Number 17, Big Jay Oakerson's Dog Belly. That one also on Netflix. Filmed at Skankfest 2022 in Las Vegas. Big Jay having a good time on stage, doing some crowd work, some storytelling. That's a fun one. Love this guy. Number 18, Mark Normand, Soup to Nuts. Norman is one of those comedians in ascendancy. Each special, you just find him refining it. I wouldn't be shocked if he had a huge 2024. Well liked by his fellow comedians. Good description here from deadant.co. Mark's delivery is awkward and affable, goofy even. He talks like he's just some guy, the kind who'd apologize to a table for bumping into it, except that guy happens to be making some of the most vicious, mean-spirited remarks you've ever heard. In the same tone you'd used to wish somebody a pleasant morning. It's black comedy tinged with hot pink and vivid tangerine. He's saying all these horrible things, but he's also suggesting to you that he doesn't mean any of it. That's number 18, Mark Normand, Soup to Nuts. Number 19, Nimesh Patel. You'll find that one on YouTube. Lucky Lefty. Can someone create an entire hour out of being diagnosed with testicular cancer? Yes. The answer is yes. Nimesh Patel, Lucky Lefty. Number 20 on the top 23 stand-up specials of 2023. Sarah Silverman, Someone You Love on HBO Max or HBO or Max, or whatever we're calling it these days. Sarah is really good about setting up a premise and then taking a right turn. I really like that one. Number 21, Chris Fleming's Hell. This one on Peacock, and it's one of those specials that as soon as you hit play, you go, oh, okay, this is different. How do I describe this one? Fleming is super animated, singing and dancing and using the entire stage. It's another one of those shot in a small club, specifically Dynasty Typewriter in Los Angeles. He does characters, there are sketches. Can't put this one into words, and it's a good thing. Chris Fleming's Hell on Peacock, number 21. Similar, one that broke the mold, John Early's Now More Than Ever on HBO. A faux documentary about a musical act, but with sketches and some funny songs. Jason Zinneman in the New York Times nailed it as he always does. It's John Early mixing cringe and cabaret. Really fun special there. And number 23 of the top 23, Ralph Barbosa's Cowabunga. That one on Netflix. I expected more out of this one. I was following Barbosa all year, and I thought he was about to step up in class, and he didn't quite come to that level. It's fun, but it's not amazing. I think Barbosa has more to come, and we'll keep an eye on him. I think he's really going to move up the list in future years. All right. Again, real quick. The top 23. Number 1, Gary Goldman. 2, Todd Barry. 3, Shane Gillis. 4, Tom Segura. 5, Kyle Kinane. 6, Nate Bargatze. 7, Ricky Gervais. 8, Michelle Wolf. 9, Jay McBride. 10, Jim Jeffries. 11, Pete Holmes. 12, Hari Kondabolu. 13, Chris Rock. 14, Jimmy O Yang. 15, Trevor Noah. 16, The Roast of Mr. Peanut. 17, Big Jay Oakerson. 18, Mark Norman. 19, Nimesh Patel. 20, Sarah Silverman. 21, Chris Fleming. 22, John Early. 23, Ralph Barbosa. And those are your top 23 specials of the year. Some big names not on the list who put out stuff this year. And that'll be tomorrow's episode. I'll explain why they didn't make the list. But there are some huge names who did not make the list. If you enjoy the show, a couple ways you can support the show. Go to buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. There's some money in the tip jar. Or if you want to download the Fountain app and learn about value for value and podcasting 2.0, real quick, you throw some money in your account there. And then as you listen to podcasts you like, it'll kind of pay micropayments, like a couple cents per episode. You can read about that in the show notes, but that's the Fountain app if you want to try that out. Meet you back here tomorrow.